they tell you you have that potential, take it and go with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not telling you that for no reason. They see something that you might not see now that you will see later on. You know what I'm saying? If you just want to come here after 9 to 5 and say I got my workout in and go home, it ain't for you. It's a vice. Once you get good at something, you only want to get better.
Any other advice for handball players that's trying to get the A card?
Give up. My name's Kevin Calero, Hollywood, Florida. One-wall player. 15 years now I've been playing there.
Are you originally from there?
Yeah, that's my main part there. I learned how to play handball in Florida.
What year did you get your A card?
3-4 years ago, yeah.
How is it getting your A card from not being from New York, but you're getting your A card like a New York A card essentially, right?
I mean, it's an accomplishment.
Okay, but before New York A card, you obviously had an A card from Florida.
A card. Right?
Okay, what year was that in Florida?
I couldn't tell you. It was a couple years before I got my actual A card from New York. Yeah.
Okay.
Henry was the one who implemented it to give us something to work towards.
Was it early on in your career that you got a Florida A card?
No,
it took you a while.
It took me a while. Yeah. It took me a while to learn the game, to be a decent player, and actually compete with top dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Who was your competitions in Florida growing up that it was such a long journey for you?
Well, when I first started, the top dog was Running Man.
Running Man?
Running Man, Victor. He's actually from New York.
Okay.
You know, 95% of the players from Florida are from New York. He came out and he dominated the scene for years. In my eyes, like, that was the guy to beat. You know what I'm saying? And after that, you had guys like 50, Damien, Matt. You know what I'm saying? These guys had their run for years. Jason, you know what I mean? So when I seen these guys playing, those are the guys I wanted to beat.
Cool. Did you end up beating them?
Eventually, yeah.
Okay.
You know, but they were a lot older than me, obviously. So on their downhill, I was kind of going uphill. You know what I'm saying? So,
usually how things work. There's nothing wrong with it.
You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
They had their time.
Were you dominating in singles or doubles?
Mostly doubles. It took me a while to understand the game of singles. I wasn't too strategic in it. But doubles is where I did most of my damage.
How was it learning to play these righties? Because there's not a lot of lefties in Florida, is it?
Yeah, it wasn't hard. In Florida, no, there's not that many top dominant lefties, you know, so it's easier for us to play the righties. I would think, you know what I'm saying?
So what, you were just taking advantage of their offhands all the time?
Most of the time, yeah.
Okay.
Offhand, the angles are different, you know, the serves are different, positioning, everything else is it's different for us. It's a different perspective in the game.
How'd you get into the game of handball? I'm sure you played other sports growing up.
Yeah, my father. He's a sports fanatic. Been playing since he was 12 years old.
Handball.
All kinds of handball, basketball, soccer. Found the courts one day and he told me, we're not going to the basketball court today. We're going to the handball court. I was like, what the hell is that? That was it. Ever since I got hooked.
What's so special about handball that got you hooked onto it?
Just like any other sport, the will to win.
The will to win.
Yeah.
Do you think handball is like an individual sport? Like a lot of sports like soccer, basketball, you have a lot of teammates and stuff like that. To be an individual in a team, you got to be like really good and stuff like that. So I feel like those sports are more team sports. Handball, the only team member you have is just one more partner.
You can say yeah, but still strategics come and play. Like you said, singles, yes. You got your own persona, you got your own game style, your game plan and everything. But when it comes to doubles, you got to be able to work as a team.
You have to.
Yeah,
there's no individualism in doubles.
Nah, you got once in a while you have somebody that'll take over the court, but at the end of the day, your partner's got to be able to be willing to work with that. You know what I'm saying? So, no.
So, what's some good partners you had along the years?
Definitely Matt. I mean, everybody knows me and Matt from Florida. That was like the top dogs for a while. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that we always won everything, but 9 times out of 10, he was the guy I would run with, because I felt the most comfortable with him on the court. He let me play my game, he let me play his game, and communication was peak. It was a big thing.
Talk to me about the early years playing against Timbo in his prime.
Oh man, I love playing Timbo, bro.
How was that?
Timbo was like, everybody knows Timbo's the GOAT. To me, he's my GOAT, you know what I'm saying? Like, playing him, it was like frustrating, but at the same time, you gotta enjoy it because he would take the best out of you every single time. Like, you could not mess up. You had to be sharp every time. So when I got the opportunity to play him, I always enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I lost probably 98% of the time, but it was always a good run. You know what I'm saying?
You had any wins against him?
Uh,
You said 98, so I'm assuming.
couple, yeah,
Okay.
a couple in New York. You know, that was when I was really playing with all the top dogs. You know what I'm saying? So I had the opportunity to play him in a couple of tournaments out there. I did win, but I didn't win the tournaments. You know, it was just I was able to beat him. That was it, really. But
What other New York top players at that time did you like playing against, or even you beat?
I liked playing against Kadeem. He was very hard to play. Kadeem was another. Taiwan, obviously, and Los never stops hustling. I just like competition in general. You know what I'm saying? And I would always go for those top dogs.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
I noticed you have a type of fury on the court. Like, you like to be aggressive as much as possible. Where do you get that aggressiveness from?
Again, playing in Florida, there ain't many top dogs, so like,
you found yourself in a position where you had to take over.
You had to take over, correct. And I was always playing with an older gentleman, you know what I'm saying, that didn't have the athleticism I would have at the time, so I just got used to just taking most of the court, most of the play, you know what I'm saying, and adapting.
Okay, so I'm intrigued. I'm a lefty, right? So I want to know, how are you able to dominate from essentially the weak side of the court, take over of the left side court's right hand shots? Like, how can you? It's very hard for me to do it because either the chemistry is not working up, or it's like I'm giving up too much on my side. How are you able to be a dominant force on the weaker side, essentially, in handball?
When you're playing doubles, I tend to look for shots that are going to work for me and my partner.
So what kind of shots are those? Where are you placing the ball?
Just think about whoever you're playing with. You know what I'm saying? For example, when I was playing with Thor in this last tournament, I knew his favorite shot was the right shot. That right corner, take a weak corner out of the court, right? I would try to do the same thing for him and manage myself to the point where, like, if he wasn't to return it back to Thor, I was in a position to play where I'd be on the offense. So if I knew I was going to be able to take him out of play, I'd get in position real quick, you know what I'm saying? Become a block for Thor if he got the ball, or put myself as a block, shoot the shot in front of me, or go for my favorite shot, which is the left to left, you know what I'm saying? Which is our best shot.
Yeah.
So I always implemented a shot where I would put me and my partner in the offense almost immediately.
I'm assuming you had a lot to play in the Florida tournaments, as in, like, you were contributing to the tournaments. You probably were either gathering teams, throwing events, or like, have you done like community work like that for Florida handball tournaments?
Our biggest tournament now to date, the Florida versus World.
You always have a hand in it.
It was mine and Adam's tournament to begin with, and then
Adam
Panetta,
okay,
Long Island, and he had the idea to bring in the help that we have today, which is Carlos Santano, Justin Rodriguez, you know what I'm saying? The ref ring, everything that we have now was just a development from just a thought. You know, it started with a New York versus Florida, and then we was like, you know what, let's just make it bigger. And sure enough, it's one of the biggest events. Everybody looks
Florida versus the world.
Yeah, Florida versus the world. We let everybody possible join.
Florida versus New York or Florida versus the world. Which year was your favorite and why? How about the time you first time ever did it?
It was probably the best idea we ever came up with, you know what I'm saying?
And it was popping. All the top players from New York came, all the top players.
Then, like, it just grew. So, you know, it's always a fucking, like, it's always an amazing experience every year because it gets bigger and we find new people coming in, enjoying themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't pick a day or a year that it's been the best because it just always gets better.
Nice.
In my opinion, you know what I'm saying?
I would agree with that. Give some advice to players that don't play in a highly dominated handball areas, like whether it be in what state, like either be Texas or out of country or wherever they may be. People that want to play handball, they're not entirely getting the competitiveness in their own parks, but they want to travel. They see all of us play. They see us in Vegas, they see us in Cali, they see us in Florida. These players that want to play, but they don't have, like, you know, what we got in New York, what we got in Florida, but they want to compete. Like, you, an out-of-state from New York, you're like an out-of-state player that came into New York, put the work in, got your A card, and did the groundwork by yourself. What's your advice for people that want to do the same thing that you did?
You gotta have the love for it.
You gotta have the love for it.
The advice, you know, like, you want something more out of this sport. That's how I look at it. If you really want something out of it, you want to get better, you want to improve, go for it. Just do it. Because if you just want to come here after 9 to 5 and say I got my workout in and go home, it ain't for you.
It's not.
That's how I look at it. If you really want to improve in something and excel, take that leap. You know what I'm saying? Because
I'm sure it wasn't easy. You had to come over here. You still had to work over there. You had probably a family you had to take care of or look after or whatever it may be. You had to take out time from somewhere else to come play handball. Talk about some of those problems you faced early on.
I'd say it really wasn't a problem, you know, because I had a lot of support.
From the community?
Yeah, you know, I had people that I've already known from coming to Hollywood, Florida previously that were just like, they had my back. They were like, you know what, if you come out here, we'll play with you, we'll train you, you know what I'm saying? We'll make sure that you get to where you want to be because you have the potential. Once you hear that, like, they tell you have that potential, take it and go with it, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not telling you that for no reason. They see something that you might not see now that you will see later on, you know what I'm saying? So,
who were some of those people?
Timbo was one of them. Like I said, when I first met Timbo, he always was like, yo, this kid's gonna be something. Got potential. Obviously, you ain't gonna go nowhere here. You're at your peak. Go to New York. You know what I'm saying? Play better opponents. Play stronger games. Bigger tournaments. Get yourself in that environment.
So when you came to New York, were you staying at a hotel? You were staying with somebody?
I have family over there. You know, I got a lot of family in New York.
Cool.
I'm from there originally.
Right. All right.
So I got cousins, aunts, uncles, wherever. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, yeah, you coming into town? Stay with me. You know, I don't even have to ask. They
cool.
Just be like, come through.
God bless for family.
When I lived over there, that was one thing. When I actually lived over there, yeah, I got my own place or whatever. Stayed for about a year or two, and then got my own job over there, you know. But I figured that part out on my own. I did that. That's something that I did on my own.
Right. Okay.
Every time I go over there for a tournament, yes, I'll stay with family. You know what I mean? They'll help me out.
Cool. Talk about some of the places you've traveled playing handball. How many places have you been?
It's mostly New York for me. You know, I haven't gone too much. I've been to Puerto Rico. This was years back. It's Florida, New York. I would love to go overseas. This is my second time in Vegas. I would love to go to Cali. You know what I'm saying? I want to expand now that I feel like I have more time.
What about the World Opens that's happening in New York next year? Like how they did it in Ireland,
yes,
with Taiwan Nas won, and
absolutely.
Timbo and Allen was there.
Involved in that, you know what I'm saying? I want to know who I got to talk to, who I got to speak to. You know what I'm saying? To be a part of it.
Well, I'm sure you got the right connections already, no problem. Yeah. But yeah, so that will be one tournament next year at the World Opens at New York. I forgot where it's gonna be, but it's gonna be like a stadium type venue. It's gonna be really nice. Yeah, it's gonna be huge. So I hope to see you there for sure. Where else would you want to play? Like maybe out of
Cali. I've been dying to go to Cali. You know, I picked up a 3-wall. I've been playing with the guys in Homestead. They're like huge in 3-wall, you know what I'm saying? And that's South Florida.
How do you like 3-wall?
I love it. I think I love it more than 1-wall. I ain't gonna lie. Like, just the aspect of the game, the angles, the serves, everything is just completely different. It's like, for me, it's a whole nother level of handball that I gotta try to like compete in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, again, it's the vice. Once you get good at something, you only want to get better. And I think now that's my next thing. Like, I want to take that more serious. And again, I would like to go to Cali and compete in those guys' tournaments, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully.
Have you played 4-wall?
I've played 4-wall. I dabbled in it, you know.
That back wall is a bitch.
It's bad. It's bad, but I love that ceiling shot.
Oh, the ceiling shot.
Ceiling shot is one of my favorites for sure.
3-wall is more interesting than 1-wall. I could actually agree with that. When I started playing 4-wall, I thought 4-wall was the best form of handball, honestly, because it's just so much more to do than just handball. I mean, 1-wall.
Right.
Yeah, there really is.
So much more shot selection. That's how I look at it, you know what I'm saying?
But most people I talk to, they think 1-wall is the most easiest form that could get more popular over time compared to any other formats of handball.
I would say probably, yeah, because of the rallies. The rallies, you know, you got longer rallies in the game, I would think, you know what I'm saying?
In 1-wall?
Yeah, in my opinion, you know, I see more people fighting for position as opposed to 3-wall or 4-wall. You would have to get out for weight for your opponent. And to me, I feel like you're opening up more shots for somebody if you're not in the way of initial shot. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. So it'd be easier for you to shoot.
Mm.
That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. So what you're saying is in one wall, there's more strategies involved. The competitive,
yeah.
and which makes the volleys longer.
Yes.
Okay.
I think
cool.
so.
Okay. All right. I never thought about it like that.
I think so. I think you would get way more shots out of a 3-wall game as opposed to a 1-wall game. Because again, there's more options.
Yeah, because now in
options.
one wall, there's blocks, there's redos, there's a lot going on.
Correct.
Okay.
There's more in play, as opposed to 3-wall where
it just keeps going.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
The Greg was how they play here. They do the rally scoring, so it's like it's hard to get volleys going because everybody just wants to get the volleys out of the way. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? You're getting ready to serve and kill. That's your biggest option in 3-wall.
Any other advice for handball players that's trying to get the A card?
Don't give up. You know, I've seen 40-year-olds get their A card. You know what I'm saying? It'll come.
Okay.
If you really want it, it'll come. For sure.
I like it. All right. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. All right. What's your next tournament?
Florida versus the World. January 31st.